Hello. Today's been a hard day. I'm not going to lie to you. Hello. I'm not going to lie to you guys. Today's been a hard day. I feel sad and I don't know why. I hate feeling like this. I honestly do. It's exhausting. And, you're constantly thinking, like, why do I feel sad? How do I fix it? Or when will it go away? But I think sometimes we can be our own worst enemy and kind of hoping that it will go away or trying to get rid of it. And today I've been through a bit of a roller coaster. There's been no crying, but there's been some sadness. And I'm not like bawling my eyes out crying, but I just don't want to talk to anyone and I don't want to do anything. And sitting here and doing this podcast, hard work. I think it was, now I've started, I'm okay. But it's like that thought of, I've got to go and like set the room up and get everything started. And I just couldn't. So it's currently 10:30 at night. Yes, I've left it until the last minute. But I'm going to tell you how I actually got here, because it's not been as easy as like torturing myself into doing it. It's been a slow progression throughout the day of kind of getting to a point where I felt okay enough to sit here. And how did that happen? Well, I want to help you if you're having one of those depressed days, because even if you don't have depression, you will have a sad day, a day where you're sad. I just repeated myself pretty much there. A day where you just don't want to do anything. And in today's society, it's like, I must be productive all the time. I must be doing something all the time. I must fill my time all the time. And it's exhausting. So I'm going to go through some of the reasons like why today has been a bit of a bummer. And I think it's multifactorial. I don't think it's just one thing. But I am also going to talk you through how I managed to get out of my little slumpy boy, because that's what they'd call me if I was a boy, a slumpy boy, because it's been tough. All right, so let's get into it. What has today been like? Look, I'm not my normal happy, bouncy self. I might appear the same on the outside. I don't feel it though. I don't feel the same. I don't feel like I'm exuding my normal happiness or energy. I would say 90% of the time I'm quite a happy person. There's been times in my life where that's not been the case, because I do have depression. I do have anxiety. So, ask me a couple of months ago, I was sad a lot, because I didn't have a job, and guess what? The bills don't stop coming. They still exist, and people are still like, oh hey, like, where's my money, bitch? So that's a sad time, and that was very stressful, like severely stressful. I put on a lot of weight. It's now coming off, and I'll admit to that. I will, because when you don't have a job, what do? And you're sad, you sit at home. Well, maybe I'm just not very good at handling my mental health, I don't know. But look, I got through it, okay? But that was a stressful time, okay? I'm giving myself excuses here, but it is. If you didn't have a job and you were the sole breadwinner of the house and you were like, hurtling into debt, I didn't go into debt, but like hurtling towards debt, you'd be freaked out too. So that's just reason to be sad. So, but now I've got a job, everything's fine. So, good times. Money does save the day. And oh my god, it's transfer time at the moment. The only reason I know that, football transfer time, and I'm not even interested in it, but the only reason I know is because I was at the gym today. Woo! Fucking revelation there. I was at the gym, and that's not the revelation, because I do go to the gym, but the revelation is that I went today, which is a fucking miracle, to be honest. But we'll get onto that a bit later. But anyway, I was at the gym. They have those TVs at the gym on the wall. And oh god, this was a sad time. I got to the gym, didn't have my wireless headphones, so couldn't listen to I just wanted to listen to a podcast, right? Kind of ironic, because I could maybe listen to myself. That would be a great time, wouldn't it? No, I don't listen to myself. I don't actually listen to my podcast. It's not that I don't listen to it. It's that I do listen to it, and I enjoy my podcast, weirdly. I know that sounds very narcissistic, but there we go. I kind of don't hear it as myself now when I listen to it. I'm like, it's just somebody podcasting, which is a bit of a weird concept. But anyway, going off topic. I was at the gym and I was looking at the TV because I forgot my headphones. I was like, I'm not going home. It's 9 p.m. The gym shuts at 10. I just won't have time. So I had these headphones. These are wired ones. And I thought, okay, I'm going to plug them into the stepper machine. yes, I'm one of those basic bitches that goes stepping at the gym now. But I'll tell you a bit more about that in a minute, because I'm not just a basic bitch who steps at the gym. There's a reason. So I put my headphones in and it didn't fucking work, did it? The machine just was like, nah. We can't play you any TV. We can't play you any music. So I was like, great. Anyway, it was like a real mind game then. So I just watched the news, long story short, the news was on and they were talking about transfer and how much they were paying the footballers. And it was like 38 million. And I was like, fuck me. Wish I had 38 million. Anyway, it really saddens me that like loads of people have fuckloads of money, like millions and millions. Do you need it? No. And then some people have nothing, like nothing. And yeah, I don't know. Life's not fair, is it? But there we go. What are we going to do about that? Because I kind of get it, you know? Technically, and I think about this a lot, but then people are like, well, Dawn, you're not a millionaire. And I'm like, yeah, true. But I am richer than other people just by nature of earning money. Some people I'm going to earn more than, and some people I'm going to earn less than, i.e. footballers. So, you know, I don't earn 38 million, but I do earn 15 million. So that was a joke. A lot of people just don't see the sarcasm, do they? No, apparently I'm quite dry. And it's not that obvious. I'm sorry if this is a little bit rambly today. I think I just need it. You're my friend. We're chatting. We're just chatting about life today. I think I need a friend, you know? Have you got the Ben and Jerry's? Did you bring it with you? Because I could probably do with some. Actually, no, I definitely don't need any, because again, we'll get into what I ate today as well. Christ. So anyway, money issues, sadness, depression, making me fat, 38 million. I don't have 38 million. But then I'm like, well, if, you know, let's say I earn, I don't know, in fact, I don't want to go into that, but I don't know, 20k more than somebody else, does that mean that I then have to give them money? I don't know, but then people are like, well, Dawn, you're not a millionaire, and that's where I get to the point where I'm like, yeah, but then if I was a millionaire, would I then be like, oh, I don't want to not be a millionaire? Because greed gets the better of you, not because I'm like, I want the status of a millionaire, like I can say I'm a millionaire, but you want to keep your wealth, don't you? So giving it away, I don't know, you get a bit greedy, don't you? And I could definitely see that. I mean, it happens to most people, but, you know, I could see that happening to me and that, you know, does worry me a bit because, don't worry, Dawn, because it's not actually going to happen anyway. So I don't know why you're worrying about your greed as a millionaire when it's not going to happen. So I might be a millionaire one day, though, because, you know, one day £1 million might be £1 now. So I could have millions and millions. And when you go to some countries, you are a millionaire because you can get, you know, £100 is $1 million or something like that. Oh dear. Right. So I'm so sorry. Like, I get I'm a bit rambly, but I hope that's what you come here for. Just, you know, a good old chat. I do get to the point eventually. It might be a little bit around the houses, but you can just put me on in the background. Just have me like chatting to you in the background. Okay, so what has today been like? Today I got up at 1 p.m. Not unusual for me, all right? So I got home at 12 last night, 12:30 at night, because I worked a 2 p.m. until 12 a.m. shift in A&E. I also did that the night before. I have like a kind of, not a rule, but a sort of soft rule on myself that I don't work 2 days in a row. And Tom was like, oh, you don't work 2 days in a row, like, you know, most people work like 5 days in a row, right? But the difference is when you work a weekend in A&E, it's a lot busier than working just 5 days consecutively. Anyway, I have a rule that I don't work 2 days in a row, but what the fuck happened? I don't know, because I worked 2 days in a row. So I woke up, not late for me, but 1 p.m. And, I mean, that happens if you go to bed at 3, doesn't it? And people are like, what are you doing till 3? I'm like, well, you know, if people got home from work at 5, they would, you know, sit down, watch TV, have a chat to their partner, do you know what I mean? So that's like my evening. But, yeah, I get it. It shifts the whole time frame backwards a bit. I'm not a morning person. It's just genetics. I don't know. It's a problem that I have. I've always been like it. So I got up quote unquote late. I don't want to call it late because for me it's normal. But it, you know, technically it's kind of late, especially as I have to get up at 6 tomorrow. So got up at 1. Given that I have to get up at 6 tomorrow is kind of concerning. Then I had to get up and I was like worried about this. So basically I do medical transcription for the police. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that, but I just fucking did. So I basically take police reports. No, that's not true. I take medical reports and I translate them into like layman's terms and organise them and put them into a format so the police can use them. I don't know if they like go to court with them or something, but anyway, I create these. So I got up at 1 and then I had my breakfast, had my coffee, sat down, and about 2 p.m. I think I started this thing. And I was like, shit, I need to get it done today. I don't know how the time passes so quickly. I have 3 days to do this thing, and 3 days also includes the weekend, right? It doesn't include the weekend. So I got it on Thursday, so that's 1 day. Friday, still didn't do it. Then I had Saturday, Sunday, which they don't count, but they're still days. And then it had to be done by today. Realistically, I should have it done by like Friday or maybe earlier. But then I worked the weekend and I was just like, oh, where do all these days go? I don't understand it. So alas, it was weighing on my mind over the weekend and I was like, fuck. So yeah, anyway, I wake up and do this. It's super long. Like, Tom said it was like 1,000 words, but you have to sift through medical notes and, you know, then some of it is in acronyms and even I don't understand what some of it means, like a VFSS and an FEES. So I have to Google it myself, which I know sounds stupid, but like if you're not in that specialty yourself, then you're not going to know what these random abbreviations mean. So I do have to Google them. And then I have to kind of think like, okay, what would that be in layman's terms? So VFSS is a video fluoroscopy swallow study. So then I have to think, right, what is that in layman's terms? So it's like camera visualization of putting a camera down the throat to assess swallow function or something like that. So I really have to think about it. Anyway, it took hours, like 3 hours, and by the end I was just like, I kind of annoy myself because I leave it so late and then I like basically have to do it in one go and I don't want to. So I fucked myself over there basically, and it's a lot of, you know, 2 or 3 hours of work. Like, it's just because the format is so specific that it would be easy to write if I didn't have to think like, oh, am I writing this correctly? Am I putting the full stops in the right place? Am I wording it right? Is it in the right order? Blah, blah, blah. So it's a hard one. It's quite a hard job, to be fair. Anyway, I haven't done one in a while, probably like 3 weeks, maybe 4. So I'm a bit rusty. So it took me ages and I was like, I'm fucking done. And then I watched some Netflix, which is never a good idea. And then I think it was like 6 o'clock, right? So where's the day gone? I don't know. Then I went upstairs and I just wanted to do nothing. Like, I think I went and ate some more because I was like, I don't know what I want. So I ate some food. And then I went upstairs, lay down, and it was raining outside and it was like super, you know, when it's like really like pitter-pattery noise, and it was just so nice. I had the window open, and then I just fell asleep. I had my eyes shut and I go into this like weird semi-awake, semi-dreaming, but it's like, and then I open my eyes and I'm like, oh my God, I'm in my bed. And it's just like it's really confusing. It's a very confusing situation. But I've also, like I said, with the Netflix, I've recently got into the really bad habit of watching Netflix with breakfast, which is a terrible idea. I don't think you should watch Netflix in the or any kind of severely dopamine inducing stuff. You know, when I watched YouTube in the morning, that would be the day done for me. I just couldn't do it. So I had a really good time when the weather was nice, and I literally had no choice. Well, I obviously did, but like I would go and eat breakfast outside. I would take my notebook with me and I would journal in the morning, and that was really good for me. But now I'm blaming on the weather. Yes, the weather's not so good, so I sit inside and the TV remote is there and I press it. And alas, it turns on and I can't stop myself. It's addictive. It is. That might be why. I don't know. So I watched Netflix for a bit. Then I had a nap, which I was vibing. Then, because I have to get up so early tomorrow and I had 0 petrol in my car, absolute 0, I was like, I need to go and get some petrol. And then I was like, fuck, I really want some chocolate. I was just craving it. And you know what they say when you feel depressed, eat chocolate. So I was like, yes, I shouldn't really be eating chocolate, but I kind of want to, and the internet told me to, so I know it will make me feel better, but then you get onto the argument of, am I just, stuffing myself with more dopamine? And did I do it anyway? Yeah, I did. So I went and got some chocolate and more, but I won't go into that. Actually, I will. I was just really craving some minstrels. I don't know why. I was craving some minstrels, and then I was just like, right, what do I feel like? I was stood in the petrol station, the worst place to shop, but it was like 8 p.m. on a Monday, so I was like, nothing's open really. So I stood in the petrol station, and it was M&S. So if you live in England, M&S is fancy. If you don't live in England, sorry, M&S is fancy. If you do live in England, then you already know it's fancy. And basically, you get all these bougie foods there. So I went and got these like cookies. Oh, can't believe I'm admitting to this. I feel guilty, right? Because I am currently trying to lose weight. I'm not dieting as such, but I am on Saxenda, and I feel bad because it's like, okay, Dawn, you're going to keep eating shit and then just let all this medication do the work. Well fucking done. So I do feel a bit bad, and obviously now I'm monitoring my weight, so it's like I don't want it to go up. And also just health. Like, do I really want to eat biscuits? Well, yeah, I do, but is it good for me? No. So, I forgot to mention my horrible dream last night. I do know where this came from. Basically, I was a what do you call them? A victim or a fugitive? Is that the word? Kidnappee in a terrorist attack. And the forces were trying to get us out, and it was really awful, and I got shot, but I was still alive. And this is the stupid thing. It was a bit like Squid Game. They made us they had all these stationary bikes. It sounds so stupid. They had all these stationary bikes in this field overlooking the sea. And they said, the person who cycles the slowest in this amount of time, we're going to shoot you, and then you're going to be dead. So I told Tom briefly, the terrorists were making me cycle. And he was like, he found that dream quite funny, but he didn't also understand. I didn't tell him about the fact that they would shoot you if you weren't quick enough. So I got shot, can't remember why, but I got shot in the back, and it was right next to my shoulder blade. I didn't die. I got rescued by helicopter. The rescuers were not nice at all. They were very I don't give a fuck. So that was quite sad. And if you're gonna come and rescue me, you better be a fucking nice person. I've just been a fugitive in a terrorist attack, and you're being a straight up bitch. Come on. I mean, you did rescue me. Fair enough. Okay, I'll let you off. But also, you could give me some food. You could maybe look at my wound. I have been shot. You could give me some water. You could say something nice. No, they were fucking ignoring me. So that was quite sad. And then the worst bit is somehow, I don't know how it happened, but I've been rescued, and then suddenly I was back in this field again, and the terrorists found me. So that was a really fucking sad dream, and maybe that's put me in a bad mood. Look, I expect to have bad days. I expect to have sad days. It's hard when you're a content creator and obviously it's self-induced forcing myself to sit here, but not forcing myself. I'm having a good time, don't worry. But forcing myself to get here is the worst bit. But I feel like I have to be happy and positive and woo, fucking life and soul at a party, because I'm the only one here. And I'm nobody wants to watch me, listen to me, bitching and moaning. But then I was I was going to do an episode on my professional athlete career, so that'll probably be on Thursday. But then I just wasn't feeling it, right? when I podcast, I need to be into it. So when I was at the petrol station, I was thinking, do you know what? Yes, it's a positive podcast, but I can make this positive by telling people how to get over this feeling of having a depressed day, because we've all been there, hun. I'm currently in it, and I'm kind of sad that this day is going to be over soon, because it's really starting to pick up for me, because, you know, I do have to be up at 6 and it's nearly 11, so I'm basically going to have no sleep. So that's kind of going to be torturous. Anyway, do you know what I did? And I felt like one of those secret eaters is I bought, this is kind of embarrassing, okay? I bought minstrels. The packet, number 1, is changed. If you don't know what a minstrel is, by the way, it's literally like it's kind of like a disc shape, but like not flat, like a disc of chocolate, and then it's surrounded by chocolate sugar shell thing. Anyway, it's very nice. It's kind of crunchy, but smooth, but creamy, but chocolatey, but nice. It's like the best thing ever. I was just feeling them. And this isn't like a sponsored podcast or anything by minstrels. I just really wanted them. But then I got in there and I was like, ooh, this girl fancies some more of this. So I did pick up some Percy Pigs, the party variety, party time. They're multicoloured and they look fucking amazing. They're like pig face sweets, but they're like that big. If you're, you know, I know I have some international listeners. Google Percy Pig. They're like the happiest little sweet you can ever see. But this one was even crazier because it was, I just realised that's on my like married finger, but I'm just playing with this Velcro tag as I'm not married or anything. Party time are multicoloured and they look really cool. So I got those and I thought, yeah, Percy, you're going to make me feel good today. And then I got some cookies and triple chocolate, obviously, and the ones from the bakery because I do not like hard cookies. And I also got minstrels. Yeah, I said that. I also, to balance it out, do you ever go to the shop and buy loads of shit but then think, oh god, they're really going to judge me at the checkout? So to balance it out, I bought some bananas and some raspberries. And I also thought, well, maybe they'll think I'm having a party, so let's get a whole cake, right? Yeah, that happened. It actually did happen. Okay, I bought one of those. Sponge jam roll things. You know, the big sponge roll. I don't know. I saw it and it called to me. Oh, don't eat me. And do you know what? Out of everything that I had, all I did was I opened everything and I ate a little bit from everything. It's my problem. It's a curse I have. I want a little bit of everything. Pick and mix is my vibe. If pick and mix was there, that would be the number one. But alas, we spent like a tenner instead, maybe more, because I bought petrol too. So at least petrol's gone down in price. That's a lot better, isn't it? So there was a lot of snackage going on, and then probably the saddest bit is I then moved from the petrol, like the bit where you put your car to get petrol, and I was like, I don't want to eat this in the gym car park because who's that girl eating cake in the gym car park out of the packet? Me! So instead I drove just from where the petrol stand is, I drove like straight forwards into the car park zone, which was 5 meters ahead of me, but then I wasn't blocking a space. There was a lady in the car next to me, so I pulled a bit more forward so she couldn't witness what was about to happen. And I opened everything and I ate it. Not all, but I ate a little bit of everything. And thankfully she got out. Maybe she just didn't want to witness the horror that was about to unfurl, but she got out and went into the shop. Maybe she was doing her own depression snack tour of Bristol. Who knows? It could be the case. I wouldn't be surprised because we've all been there. It's rainy, it's Monday, things happen. Am I on my period? No. That's a good question, fans. I wish I had that excuse. I actually have when I'm on my period, TMI, but when I'm on my period, or just before, or just after, I crave fried chicken. I don't know why. I'm not a savoury person normally. I'm a sweet person. But fried chicken is my jam around those times. Who knows? I blame it on, like, you know, needing more iron. But there's not really that much iron in chicken. So who the fuck knows? It's probably just me being a pig. But alas, I wasn't hungry when I ate all of these snacks. Let me just point out, I'm on Saxenda. I don't get hungry, really, except in the mornings. And I just wanted it. I did. And I don't get cravings, really. But, oh, sorry. I just tasted the Percy Pigs again. So it's like a double whammy. You eat it, have a good time, and then the party comes straight back up. Party time part 2. So that's been my day. And then I didn't tell you. So I ate all of that shit. Not a lot, but I ate a lot of minstrels. Probably half the packet. And then I had like 2 Percy Pigs. And I ate like a few bites of the cake. Not big bites, just like so it was a straight line. Because, we're not savages here, are we? And then I ate a cookie. Half a cookie, I think. Yeah, half a cookie. Have I eaten more since I got home? Yes. Do I regret it? No, I don't actually. Because today it was necessary. So I actually then somehow... I was already in my gym stuff, so I was like, why the fuck not? The reason why I was on the stepper, for all of you who have been on the edge of your seats, questioning, why was Dawn on the step machine? She's not a booty bitch. She does have a good booty, but she's not a booty bitch. Gym booty bitch, I don't know. The reason why Dawn was on the stepper is because she put a 6 kilo weight in her backpack and then got climbing because she's going to Kilimanjaro in 1 to 2 months. And guess what? Last time, Dawn did not prepare to go to Kilimanjaro. She didn't train. No. She just did it with 2 weeks' notice. So she's learnt her lesson. She won't be doing that again, and she will be training. So I did, I don't know, I wasn't there that long, probably like 45 minutes. I did, I don't know, something like 15 minutes on the stepper, 15 minutes, because I got bored of the stepper because I was watching the football transfer news. So I got off the stepper and I wanted to watch something that had something I could watch. I know, I'm just being a basic fucking bitch. I need to watch TV apparently when I exercise. I want to like listen to music or listen to a podcast, but I didn't have that available to me. So TV was the next best thing. I did try to find the music channel, but that wasn't happening. So instead I watched Police, Call 999, I think it was called. Anyway, it was some kind of police show. It was fairly dramatic. About like fights, and then there was a dog, like a police dog, but the dog didn't come out, so I don't know why I mentioned him. But his name is Elmo, not that you care, because he didn't even appear on the show, bless him. He was in his little cage in the back. Anyway, I watched that until, I don't know, 9:30 or something. And then I went and did some calf raises. Wow, what a fucking story. I stopped myself in my head about halfway through that. And I was like, Jesus Christ, Dawn, no one's going to listen to this. I got on the stepper. I did 15 minutes with 6 kilos in my backpack. Well, I don't know. Look, you're really feeling, this is the depression today. I do have depression. I wouldn't say I'm depressed on a regular basis, but today wasn't feeling it. Whether it's, I don't know, okay? I didn't talk about causes, right? Number one, I think maybe working a lot over the weekend, I was tired. Then I woke up late. Then I had the stress of trying to finish that fucking thing before 5. Not that there was a strict deadline, but I knew that it needed to be done within 3 days, and I thought, well, 5's probably the cut-off, and I didn't want them emailing me being like, Dawn, where's the report? And I was like, So I wanted to get that done, and also it was so fucking long. The guy, I don't know if I was supposed to say the guy, but anyway, the person had been in hospital for a very long time. It was like 2 months, 1.5 months or something, so it was quite long. Not all the medical notes were there, and I was just like, why? It's really annoying when it's not all there, because you're sort of piecing shit together and you're like, well, I can't write stuff that's not here, but I'm kind of assuming this is what happened, but I can't put that because it's not there. But it doesn't make any sense if I just write what is there. So anyway, that was stressful. And then, I don't know, I think when you're at work and you're talking to people for 10 hours straight, right? Intense 10 hours. A lot of people is busy. You kind of don't want to talk to anyone anymore. You're like, I am done with humans for probably about 48 hours, which is why I need a break afterwards. So Tom is here. I obviously live with him. And he obviously missed me because I've been away for the weekend. But for me, I'm like, I've had enough of people. So it's like this weird thing where he wants to talk to me, but I'm like, I would rather not, if that's okay. So yeah, there we go. I didn't finish off the causes. So I do wonder if it's a bit of dopamine. Like, I also didn't get dressed as soon as I woke up, which is like a very naughty thing for me to do. I like getting dressed as soon as I wake up because otherwise I feel sad. And guess what? I felt sad. So is that a contributor? Probably. There's also another contributor, which is I looked at my analytics. I don't know why I did it, okay? It's like this pull that I just can't resist. And then it makes me sad. I don't know why it makes me sad. I don't know. I guess I do. You compare yourself to other people, but I don't want it to make me sad. I like not looking at it because then I just focus on making stuff that I enjoy making. And I don't focus on like, oh, did that get enough views? Did people like that enough? If I like what I'm making, if I'm enjoying it and I enjoy making it and I think the topic's funny or good, or I want to talk about that, or I want to make a video about that, then that should be what I'm basing my own satisfaction off of. Not how many views I've got, how long people are watching it for. But the thing is, YouTube forces it down your throat. It's like getting deep-throated by fucking YouTube analytics. It's like, ooh, come and look at me. Your arrows are down this month, 50% less than last month. And it's like, fuck off. I just can't be arsed with... Anyway, I'm going off on a rant that probably nobody cares about because you're probably not a content creator like me, but it does really forces it down your throat. YouTube does. And a lot of other platforms, you can see all the views, you can see the likes and stuff like that, and looking at that is just really unhealthy and it makes me sad. And I have been having a great time making content for... It sounds selfish, but making it for me, but it's not. I'm not making it for me, but I'm making something that I am proud of. And I'm like, if I'm proud of it, then I'll put it out. And if I'm not, if I think it's shit, then I don't want to put it out. And I got into... I'm going off here on a tangential. Anyway, we don't need to talk about that because you probably don't care about that. But yeah, so basically I've been looking at the analytics just today. It always makes me sad. Fucking hands down. Sometimes it's like, oh, cool, like, that was really good. But then, maybe if you look at it once a month, that's okay. Maybe once every 2 weeks, maybe. But not more than once a week. Like, no, don't do it. Okay. So I sent myself into that spiral. It could have been that, but I was already feeling it a bit before that, and I was just like, feeling a bit ick. Sometimes we just feel like that and we don't have a reason, and trying to find a reason is futile, pointless. And it's like, well, don't try and go look for something. And I think one of my main advising points is to stop trying to find what the problem is. And often we do this with anxiety in particular. It's like, why am I anxious? And sometimes that's, it's good to find out why you're anxious. But often you can rile yourself up trying to figure out why you're feeling this way. In actual fact, either you don't find a reason, sometimes you just feel this way, or there's loads of reasons that you can't change. Or there's a reason that you can't change and you're like, well, now I feel fucking helpless. So today I think I did a good job of just accepting that I was feeling sad and not trying to change it and just dealing with it, just coping with it. And okay, we're getting on to the advice section now. Number 1, cover your needs. Feed yourself chocolate. No, just feed yourself well. Eat what feels good. That's what I'd say. And if you are craving something in particular, the thing is, right, don't do this every day. But on those days, maybe it's just once a month. On those days where you're feeling down and sad and maybe crying and feeling like shit, I'm sorry, maybe this is bad advice, but I think it's good. Sometimes you need to look after yourself, and if that's eating chocolate, which naturally releases endorphins anyway, then why not? I think the only thing I would say not to do is take drugs or drink alcohol, because they make you feel shitter. Although temporarily sometimes better, but shitter in the long run. Chocolate doesn't do that. Yes, you might feel guilty from eating it afterwards, but don't eat that much and then just accept that I've eaten a handful of minstrels and that's fine. I let myself do that and I wanted to do it. Fuck everybody else. Don't tell me what to do. Not that anybody's telling me what to do, but maybe it's just my own brain. So, also, I don't know how this happened, but I basically took the pressure off myself to be like, I'm going to go to the gym and do like a really fucking sick workout. No, I went to the gym and did the most basic workout you can ever imagine. I went on the stepper for 15 minutes. I went on the treadmill for 15 minutes, and then I did some calf raises, and that was it. And I didn't have any pressure to do a certain amount of time, burn a certain amount of calories, I don't know, do a certain exercise plan. I just went, and I didn't have a plan in my head. I just went, and I was like, I'm just gonna do what I want to do. And that is like the best way, because just turning up to the gym is hard work when you feel like that, and then you go and then you feel better afterwards because you're like, oh well, I actually did do something today. And exercise naturally makes you feel better. I think by getting dressed directly into gym clothes this evening, was the best idea, because it's like all I had to do was put on some shoes, and then I was like, wow, I'm literally ready to go to the gym. And I was going out in the car. If you don't want to go to the gym or do any exercise, then don't. But just think, like, would a small walk make me feel good? I think the thing is, you have to really think in yourself, what is going to make me feel good right now? Come on, answer. Yeah, exercise might make me feel good. Eating chocolate might make me feel good. Going out and seeing a friend. Just doing something that isn't that taxing, but and like is quite small, but will make a big difference. But isn't like harmful to you. Sometimes there are things that we can do that make us feel better in the short term initially, but are harmful. Drugs, alcohol, self-harming, for example, or I don't know, doing something dangerous, or sleeping with people that you don't want to sleep with, just because it might make us feel wanted or loved. This girl's been there, probably, I think. So I'm not judging you for it. I'm just saying it happens sometimes, but it doesn't make us feel better. So you have to think, will this make me feel better after? Not right now, like not as soon as I start it and when I'm doing it, but afterwards. And that's the big question. I listened to my body. My body wanted a nap. And I tell you what was really hard for me was going, in my head I was like, Dawn, you need to go and podcast. It's Monday. You need to go and podcast. I just didn't want to. And I'm sitting here, yes, podcasting. I just didn't want to at that moment, and I didn't really want to. I wasn't feeling what I'd written down to podcast about. I was kind of like, I don't feel in that energy. So I know that sounds really spiritual, but I just didn't. I didn't feel in the energy to talk about like a funny story. I feel in the energy to talk about how fucking shit I felt today, and that's all I could muster. I'm sorry. I know it's called backseat positivity, but I'm giving you some advice. And look, I came out of the depression. Well, I wouldn't call it depression. I came out of the sad day. The sad day turned around and I achieved something. I went and got some petrol. And that's going to make my life easier tomorrow. I think the thing is, set yourself small goals. Do you know what? I didn't do that much today. I ate chocolate. I had bland. I went to the gym, not for a long time, 45 minutes, and I had a shower. That was a good time, because at least I've showered today. Don't set yourself goals, but just go, what do I want to do right now? And do what feels good. Okay, I do feel like going to the gym. Oh my God. And then don't put loads of pressure on yourself to do like 5 hours at the gym and like do a certain workout. Just go and go, what do I want to do? And if you don't want to do anything, then just fucking stretch. Just lie down. Just walk. Just do whatever. You might even leave, but it doesn't matter because you got there. And it's just being nice to yourself on those days. But by the time, the thing is, right, when you're there, it's just starting the exercise will be easy. It's getting there that's the hard bit, because you have to get dressed and you have to get in your car or walk there or cycle there, and it's like all of the steps, you have to like leave your front door and like find your keys and put your shoes on, and it's like all of those friction steps to get there. But then because I knew that I needed to go out and get petrol, I was like, well, it's right next to the gym, so I'll just go, and I'm already wearing my clothes, so I'll just go. So it was a no-brainer, really. So in summary, my main things are cover your needs. What do you need? What do you want? What will make you feel good in an hour? Not right now, not whilst you're doing it, but in an hour. Achieve something, so getting petrol. Something simple. Don't set yourself massive goals. Like, just little things for today and whatever day you're having, and tomorrow will be better. Stop trying to do things. Stop trying to make yourself feel better. Just wait for it to come. By the way, I'd like to point out, I probably should have said this at the start, but I'm not going to edit it. So it's happening now. So let's hope you listen to the end. If you're going through these days every day, then please go and see somebody. because it might be depression or a mental health problem, a long-term mental health problem. What I'm talking about is those days where you just feel shit. Usually you're okay, but then you have those days where you're like, oh God, I don't feel so good today. I've got no motivation. I don't want to talk to people, blah, blah, blah. But if you're feeling like that all the time, then that's, you might have something else going on. And then you might need to start looking at ways, to make yourself feel better in the long run, and go looking for things that make you feel better, opposite to the advice that I just gave right there, where you're not trying to look for a solution to the problem, you're just allowing it to happen, because probably time, tomorrow you'll feel better, but when it's a mental health problem, that's generally not the case. So I just want to point out that difference, anyway. Thanks so much for listening. I'm so glad I made it to speak to you guys today. It was a real struggle. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. And I always think, if I enjoy it, then someone else will. Because if I'm sat here having a shit time, then that's going to show, isn't it? But I didn't. I had a good time. I might not have been super fucking, happy and bouncing off the walls. Not that I'm doing that normally. Don't get it twisted here, right? Don't get me wrong. But I think my mental space is different. I don't know. I think I can probably see the difference, but maybe that's because I knew what I felt like in that particular episode. Anyway, yeah, if you liked it, consider subscribing. I basically cover, or following or whatever. I basically cover all of life's problems with a mental health, self-improvement focus, learning how to love yourself, confidence, all of that shazizzle. God, that was a weird word. And I like to make it fun. I like to make it, personal. I do answer all of your comments if you do leave some. And share it with your friends, family, anybody who you think it might be useful for. And if you have any things you'd like me to talk about, any questions or anything, please just leave them in the comments down below, or send me an email, contact@diariesofadoctor.com, which I do check periodically. Anyway, thanks so much for listening. And I upload every Mondays and Thursdays, twice a week. If you're listening on the podcast, like on Spotify or whatever, there is a video. It's on my YouTube channel, which is at Dawn Barlow, which is DAWNBARLOW. You can go watch me. I'm waving at you. But if you're listening on YouTube and you want to listen on the go, then you can listen on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, anywhere you can stream podcasts from. I've put it on all of the directories. Yeah, so you can't miss it. Just type in Backseat Positivity. It should come up. There's a bit of a crazy thumbnail. I like that vibe. Okay, anyway, bye. Oh, and I give you a kiss at the end, I blow you a kiss. So basically, that's the best part. You get some love at the end. Bye.